Elon Musk. How to be successful in life. If you have just graduated and are looking for career opportunities, I encourage you to boldly apply for jobs at groundbreaking companies like SolarCity, Tesla, or SpaceX. These companies are pioneers in important fields such as renewable energy, automotive technology, and space exploration. Not only do these companies offer great career opportunities, but they are also places where you can learn and develop skills in a creative and innovative environment. However, if you don't succeed immediately in joining these large companies, don't be discouraged. Keep seeking opportunities at other companies within the same industries. Or if you have an entrepreneurial spirit, try starting your own company. If you have a technical background and the ability to design new products, starting a company is not too difficult. You just need to find people who share the same vision and passion to work with. Of course, I must admit that the space industry can be quite challenging to enter, as it requires significant capital and complex infrastructure. But if you want to get involved in this field, start with smaller projects that have growth potential, such as solar energy. Or if you're interested in the automotive industry, you could try entering the supply chain for auto parts or related tech companies. Remember that, like Elon Musk, you don't need special qualifications or experience in aerospace to start a company like SpaceX. Although Musk has a background in business and physics, SpaceX was actually his first project in the space industry. To become the CTO of a rocket company, you don't necessarily need to have all the answers from the start. You can build your foundation through self-learning and actively seeking opportunities to talk to smart people who can share valuable experiences and knowledge. One of the best ways to develop is to apply strong critical thinking and approach problems from first principles. Instead of simply following trends, analyze everything from the most basic facts possible. This approach will help you find creative and logical solutions. While this method is not always easy and requires a lot of effort, it is exactly what will enable you to make wise decisions, no matter what problem you are facing. Finally, never stop learning and challenging yourself. The world is full of great opportunities for those who are willing to absorb and apply new knowledge. Think creatively and act with passion. The method you're talking about, especially approaching problems from first principles, is truly powerful and widely used in physics to solve phenomena that go against intuition, such as in quantum mechanics. This approach helps us clarify complex issues by analyzing them from the most fundamental elements, rather than relying on experiences or things that others have done before. It fosters breakthroughs in thinking and helps solve problems that seem insurmountable. Next, you shared about a surprising moment in your life, and this story is truly remarkable. You started your own company because you couldn't find a job at internet companies back then, despite your best efforts, sending out resumes, even standing in company lobbies waiting for a chance. But you couldn't overcome your own shyness. This shows that sometimes the greatest opportunities in life don't come from ease, but from challenges, failures, or feelings of being unaccepted. When you couldn't land a job, you created your own opportunity by starting your own company. This is a clear example that sometimes overcoming fear and having confidence in yourself is the key to unlocking great opportunities. The fear you felt throughout your journey is very real. Although you say you were not without fear, the important thing is that you overcame it because you knew the work you were doing was meaningful and important. This is truly admirable, as it shows that fear is a natural part of the journey. But if you have a big and clear goal, fear is not something that holds you back. On the subject of risk, you also shared an interesting perspective. Many people tend to overestimate personal risk, especially when they have families or financial responsibilities. However, for young people, those who have just graduated or don't have heavy financial burdens, risk is not as intimidating. You emphasize that in the modern economy, earning enough money to live is not a particularly challenging task. And in fact, if you don't have major financial responsibilities, then large risks are not necessarily something to be afraid of. Your advice is, don't fear failure, and don't be afraid of risk when you're young, because opportunities will come if you're willing to take a chance and act. In reality, failure is an inevitable part of growth, and the key is to learn from it and keep moving forward. Education, in your view, is not just a process of transferring knowledge, but a journey of loading data and algorithms into the brain. You point out that education should not become an overly difficult or stressful task. Instead, if it can be designed in a way that makes learning enjoyable and game-like, the results will be much more effective. This approach not only makes learners feel comfortable, but also stimulates creativity and natural absorption. Your comments on education emphasize an important perspective. We should not view learning as a burden, but as a positive experience where curiosity and the passion to learn are encouraged. Instead of passively absorbing information, learners should be involved in the process of exploration, experimentation, and creativity. If education can spark interest like a game, where challenges are seen as opportunities to learn and grow, then the process of acquiring knowledge will be much easier and more effective. You also shared about an existential crisis you went through when you were searching for meaning and purpose in life. However, you found the answer in enhancing knowledge and awareness of the world, expanding the scope of understanding. You realized that if we can advance humanity by raising knowledge and understanding, we can ask the right questions and foster enlightenment. This shows that, in your view, the greatest goal in life is not to find certain answers to every question, but to keep asking questions and continually expand one's own capacity for perception. As for what drives you, your answer is clear and powerful. You want to be able to think about the future and feel good about it. This drive is not just a desire to change the world or solve specific problems, but a desire to live a meaningful life with a future that you feel you can view positively and with hope. It is a combination of personal goals and a yearning to improve the world, and this truly inspires others. In summary, education is not just about transferring knowledge, but it is a journey of exploration and expanding awareness. Knowledge acquisition should be encouraged as an enjoyable experience, and we should always look for ways to broaden our knowledge and thinking abilities to achieve a brighter future. You are describing a grand and inspiring vision for the future, with the goal not only to improve the world but also to take humanity beyond Earth to live and thrive. What drives you is the desire to ensure that things will get better, so that the future can truly meet the great expectations we place on it. This is the core principle behind the companies you founded, Tesla and SpaceX, to create a sustainable, multi-planet future full of hope. A key part of this vision is accelerating the transition to sustainable energy. You believe this transition is inevitable in the future, but the important thing is that we must push this process forward sooner to ensure that we can overcome global challenges like climate change. Tesla, with its mission to transform the energy world, plays a crucial role in achieving this goal. SpaceX, on the other hand, is the next step in your long-term journey, making life multiplanetary. You say this is to continue humanity's dream of space exploration, much like what NASA did during the Apollo program. This vision is not limited to sending humans to the moon or exploring Mars, but also to laying the foundation for a future where humanity can live and thrive on other planets. This goal is not just a scientific or technological ambition, but also an important step in ensuring the long-term survival of humanity, expanding our scope and future. When talking about this vision, you also highlight another important element: the spirit of exploration. You pointed out that the United States, with its history as a nation of explorers, is a prime example of this spirit. Americans, as you describe, have always had a thirst to leave the known behind in search of new horizons. It is this spirit that has carried them from the first steps to great discoveries. When tragedies like the space shuttle disaster occur, the loss is not just of the astronauts, but of a great dream, the dream of space exploration. This is why such tragedies are so deeply emotional, because we not only lose people, but also a part of humanity's grand mission. In fact, you acknowledge that both Tesla and SpaceX could have failed right from the start. You understood that the road ahead would not be easy, and anyone involved in these ambitious projects would face uncertainty and risk. However, you remained persistent with your vision because you believed that what you were doing was for a higher purpose. A purpose not only to improve the present, but also to ensure a future for the next generation. Your vision, especially with SpaceX and Tesla, is not just about technology or innovation. It is a deep belief in humanity's ability to transcend its own limits, to explore and master the world around us, and more importantly, to expand the existence of mankind beyond Earth. It is a powerful reminder of the strength of the human desire for exploration and the capacity we have to change the world. You thought that, right? Yes. Really? Absolutely. Are you sure? Of course. But even so, you put all your money into it. I expected to lose everything. Actually, what I thought was I'd take half the money from PayPal, and if I lost half of it, that would be fine. But then, of course, the companies faced difficulties, and I had a choice to let the company die or pour all my money into it. So, I really didn't want the companies to fail, so I put all my money into them. After that, I had to borrow money from friends to cover living expenses. I was just looking for proof of exceptional ability, and if there was a track record of success, then there was a chance that would continue in the future. In reality, it depends on how important it is. If the stakes are high, if it really matters, then I'll push through the fear and do it anyway. But basically, I can say that determination will overcome fear. Still, I do feel afraid. That feeling is quite bothersome. I wish I felt it less.